Okay, so this is the cool things to do with a potato section. I think we've done mash, we've done mustard mash, we've done cheesy mash. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to make some lovely, simple Italian dauphinois potatoes. So what we have here is some finely diced white onion and some lazy garlic. What we're going to do is we're going to pop this white onion into our bowl. Going to add a tablespoon of lazy garlic and a bit of oil to that, okay? What we'll do is top that up with a little tiny bit of olive oil, nothing much, just a splash. Then mixed in. We're going to leave them set aside for use later on. So what we're going to do, we're going to thinly slice these potatoes, okay? You don't even need to peel these, and if you want to peel them, you can. The flavour of the skin on them just adds a nice flavour to the finished product anyway. Get yourself a saucepan, and all you want to do, cut the end off, we're not going to use that, and then thin slices. I'll show you how thin we want these now. Okay, that thin. There you go, nice thin slices of potato. There we are. So potatoes are sliced. Okay, I did about 6 or 7 potatoes, and I've got a nice, good pile of sliced potatoes. Remember, not too thick. So over at the stove, we've got ourselves a nice deep pan here. And what we're going to do, we want about 100 grams of butter into that. Okay. Sort of 60 to 100 grams of butter into there, and we're going to get that melting away. There we are. Lovely. So once that butter is melted away, we're going to take our onions and garlic that we made up earlier, and we're going to basically get them into that butter mix and just get them cooking nice and slowly. We don't want to burn these at all. We just want to cook them nice and slow. There we are. That butter is melting away quite nicely. So our onions and garlic straight into there. Give that a nice mix around now with a spoon. And you want to cook this quite slowly, okay? So there we are. Cook this nice and slowly, and that'll start producing a rather lovely flavour. So while your onions and garlic are cooking away, you're going to get yourself now 350 millilitres of milk. I use full fat milk. It's just a better sort of flavour to that, really. Okay. So 350 millilitres of milk. Wallop that in the microwave. About 3.5 minutes, just to get that warm. So while our onions and garlic are now nicely softened and quite well cooked, we're going to add some flour to this now. I'm going to add 2 semi-heaped teaspoons of flour to that, not too much, okay, just slightly more than level. Okay, going to pop them into there and get that all nicely mixed in so it becomes sort of a runny paste, okay, nice runny paste. And I'll show you what we've got. Can we see that? Runny paste. So we're going to turn the heat down on that now. In fact, I'll put it onto a much lower heat because we don't want that really to cook anymore now. And then what we'll do with that is we'll add our milk to it. Yeah, our milk is now being in the microwave. It's not boiling, but it's pretty hot, okay? We're just going to add this milk now straight into this pan, into the onions and butter, and we're just going to mix that in. There we go, get the whole lot in there straight away. Get the heat back up on it, okay? And we want that now to start thickening up. There we are. So we've been stirring this now. It's been cooking now for about 3 or 4 minutes, and it's thickened up quite nicely. So what we're going to do, you know, it's still quite runny, but it's definitely a lot thicker than it was before. At this stage, if you wanted to, you could add a splash of cream into that now, if you fancied it was a bit too thick. But for me, you know, that's That's pretty good. Okay, it's a good mix. Okay, so we've got our potatoes done. Our sauce is now cooked on the stove, which is quite nice. So the next stage is we're going to show you how to get all of those bits and pieces put together in the oven. So we have our potatoes, our oven dish, and we're going to tip into here, and I'll show you how thick the sauce is here. Okay, into there, our sauce. Okay, it's thickish, but you can sort of get the consistency of that, hopefully, from when I poured that out. What I really want to do as well is I want to get all the last bits of it out, so I'm just going to scrape it out with a wooden spoon. There we are. And that smells beautiful, that sauce. Okay, so next stage. What we're going to do, I'm going to put a bit of sauce into the bottom of this dish, only a little bit, just to coat the bottom of the dish. Shake that around. There we are. That'll coat that bottom of that dish quite nicely. And then start putting our potatoes in. Don't worry too much about this, just throw them in there. There's no rhyme, no reason to it. Okay, you flatten them out so they're all covering the base. Keep throwing them in there. Make this as deep as you like. There we are. We don't want to go too mental with them, but we want to get quite a lot in there to fill this dish up. Should be pretty delicious. There we are. So once they're all in there, you can squash them down into that bit of sauce that we've got in there. We're going to take the rest of the sauce now. We're just going to tip this over the top, and that is just going to run through those potatoes. Absolutely delicious. What we can do at this stage now, just before we cover these and get them into the oven, is we're going to stick a bit of cheese over the top of them. Yeah, so some grated cheddar, nice generous amount. Get it all spread over the top there. Shake it in, cover it over. There we are. It's then covered. You want yourself a nice piece of tin foil now to cover this. There we are, we cover that up. And then that is going to go into a preheated oven at about 180, about an hour. Okay, so we'll check that in about an hour. Okay, so our dauphinoise have been cooking in the oven now for around about an hour, just over an hour. So we're going to pop them out and take a look. Whoa, yeah, that smells pretty decent. Woo! Yeah, as soon as you open that, you can get that smell come straight up. So what we're going to do, for the last, I'm going to cook them for another 20 minutes or so. For the last 20 minutes, we're going to cook them with the foil off, okay? So just pop that foil off and take a little look at them while they're looking pretty spectacular. There we go, take a look at them. Okay, so what I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to leave this foil off now. That can go in the bin. What we'll do is pop them back in the oven. 20 minutes, now that cheese will go nice and brown. Put the knife in, lovely and soft already. 10 minutes maybe, and they'll be done. So 10 more minutes in the oven, and those dauphinois are ready to go. They smell absolutely delicious. Look pretty spectacular. Job done.